What's up, MillerTime gang? We're live from the computer because my boy CL is right now in Louisiana. I'm in Texas. So this is our first online podcast. So give it up for CL. I'm glad I'm doing it with my guy though.
Let's go. Let's go.
I was so happy
Gonna
I'm doing
gonna
it right now.
gonna correct you though. Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky. My bad.
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah,
bad.
yeah. We got to work on the pronunciation. Louisville,
Louisville. It's not Louisville.
not Louisville, not Louisville, Louisville.
Louisville. That's what they call it
There
down
you
there.
go. Yeah. We gotta work on that. We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
I'll get there. I get there. I get there.
Yeah.
I get there. You know I'm good with slang. How
You've
you
been to the
been,
city a
man?
couple times now.
Oh yeah, I've been there like twice. Twice.
Yep. Once
I
for
should
once for the tournament during
the
COVID,
TB.
and then once for the TBT.
Yeah. Oh my, I forgot about the whole tournament we had there when we were
Yep.
stuck in the rooms.
We were in the Galt House Hotel. I was telling the story the other day because it was 4 years ago yesterday that we
That
played
is
in it.
wow. That is
Yep,
completely wow.
yep.
This is
And we were
insane.
in a hotel room for a week straight. I'm
Yes.
getting 7 a.m. COVID tests every day.
Bad.
Straight to eat the same breakfast every single day. Walk to the practice gym,
Get COVID
do
tested.
practice, then go back to your consolidated by yourself room. And then, yeah, it was quite an experience. We were supposed to play Louisville. We were supposed to play Prairie View A&M, but both those teams got COVID.
Yeah, got him up
And
out. I
so
think
it
we were
was,
supposed to play. They were trying to make us play a team twice. What team was that?
yeah, we started by winning against Little Rock.
Little
Then
Rock. Yeah.
our next game got canceled, so we ended up playing Winthrop,
Mm-hmm.
which is ironic because that coach is now the head coach at Louisville, Pat Kelsey.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is
And
wild.
we did take an L to PK on that day. He got us, and then we were gonna play them again the next day,
DJ
but we ended up
Burns. That
playing.
DJ Burns.
They had DJ Burns. Yep.
He gave us a hard time down there, man. Even with two seven
Yeah.
footers.
And then they had then we played Duquesne at the Atlantic 10 on the last day. So
LeBron, old coach.
we took 2 L's, man.
We wasn't supposed to take 2 L's, man.
No. We didn't take many after that though.
We didn't. We went on a roll after that. I was pissed after that. I was
Yeah.
definitely pissed after that. I don't think a lot of people on our team would have let that happen if we kept losing.
Yeah. I think we only maybe lost 4 or 5 more the rest of the way after that one.
That is wild. But CL, how you been, man? You been good, man?
I've been great. I'm happy to be up late with you on a podcast right now.
I didn't see you in so long, CL. It was so good to talk to you, see you, man.
I know, man. Every time we talk, there's a new update. You're going to Africa. You're going to Texas. Always something new with the famous Zaza.
Yeah, man. Africa was my first experience overseas, man. It
I know it.
was. I actually loved it, man. I actually loved it. I'm not gonna lie.
You got robbed of an overseas experience when we went to Spain when you were still going through the
Oh my
eligibility
God.
process. So it should have been your second overseas experience, but
Please, can you please tell that story? People look at me and ask me how that didn't happen, like my parents and stuff. But I tell everybody, like, listen, all I know is I was not eligible. When I got in college, I was not eligible, everybody. I ain't like school in high school, obviously.
yeah, now things have changed in the eligibility process now, but when you came to UNCG, you were what they considered a non-qualifier.
Yeah, I was not qualified at all.
Yep. So there's a bunch of different ways that gets evaluated, but you got 2 A's in summer school, and
Yeah,
so we appealed your eligibility status
yeah,
immediately to the NCAA. And unfortunately, by the time we left for Spain, it was still pending. So you were
yeah.
still considered ineligible at that time.
Oh
So
my
you couldn't
God.
compete in the games, couldn't even come on the trip. I mean, we couldn't even buy you a team meal. You were basically not even an official member of the program at that point. I
That
mean,
hurt me,
it
CL.
was
That hurt
dark
me, man.
times.
It hurt me
And
because
then
y'all was just in Spain living it up, and I think I had
having
to.
the best time.
I think I went back home that week too. I was like, I just needed that moment. I wanted to get in Spain water. It was hard, man. It was hard.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't even able to practice at that time because
I wasn't. I was on the
we
sideline.
talked about We talked about like, should we leave somebody back for Isaiah to work out with? It wasn't even legal for us to do that.
Wow.
So yeah, so like you were just on your own, and then we get back, and literally within a week, the NCAA comes back and says he's eligible. He can be on full scholarship, and the whole thing changed. Obviously, our team went from a good SoCon team to the squad.
That year, man, it was tough my freshman year, man, because hey, I had to work for everything, man. It was wonderful though, man. It was a blessing in disguise. I'm not gonna lie,
Yep,
definitely blessing in
yep.
disguise.
I think back to it, and college basketball has changed so much. But you think about somebody at your talent level, athleticism, skill, coming off the bench as a freshman when you were already being mentioned as one of the better players in the league.
Yeah,
And in today's world, I mean, that's got transfer portal written all over it.
nah,
But in that moment, you were like, I got to earn my stripes. Like, there's seniors in front of me, there's guys who have earned it in front of me, and I'm gonna keep just working my butt off. And then you started starting the second half about halfway through
yeah.
the year, and then there was no looking back. Went to the NCAA tournament, and here we go.
It
But
was,
it's
it was like I said, it was a blessing in disguise, but it was just hard work. That squad we had was probably like was crazy, bro.
oh my goodness,
I thought we was gonna beat Gonzaga that year. Freaking who
should
they got?
have.
They had Zach, they had Sam, they had
They
Big
had
Fella,
they had a handful of dudes that played in.
and we competed with them though, man. We had Francis Alonso, Marvin Smith, and Jordy Kuiper, Demetrius Choi. We just had some dogs. We had Kyle Ren. We had who else? We had Kai
Dick,
Sykes. We had Malik Massey,
Dickey. I
James
mean,
Dickey.
yeah, you think about that. You think about just the press in itself. This is kind of when the press started to become
Yeah, the
famous, right?
press. Yeah,
You're at the top. You think about James and Kyren in the back, and
exactly.
then Marvin or Malik on the wings. I mean, man, that's scary.
That was it. Was just a dog team, man. Everybody on that team was just we was ready to just
Yeah,
eat everybody alive. Like it was
yeah.
crazy, man.
And
It
then
was
you had your
crazy.
skill. You had your skill guys with Jordy, Francis, and Demetrius. I mean, there were just so many weapons, man.
Yeah, but that year went great though. We only lost against like a handful of teams. Lost against Virginia. We lost against who else? TCU, ETSU. We lost to
Yeah,
a
15-3 in conference, I think, that year.
yeah. Then we lost against a sorry Presbyterian. That was the most awful loss of my career. See, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was on
Yeah,
the
we
bench.
actually we went through a tough stretch. Went through a tough stretch at one point where we lost at Presbyterian, lost at Wake Forest. Kind of dropped a couple games, but you got to go through some stuff as a team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I understand it now, but back then,
No, that was one of the worst bus rides home I've ever
I was
been a part
definitely
of.
punching. When I got back to the crib, I was definitely punching my wall.
Oof, man. Yeah, the
But
loss to
Theo,
Presbyterian was rough.
we here to talk about you, man. Just give me that background story of how you got into coaching and what made you. Just give me your basketball history as well. Before that, just tell me how you got into this thing.
Sure, man. Wasn't a very good player. I was, your average high school player, but my whole life, my coaches always told me I was going to be a coach one day.
Yeah,
And so, just naturally kind of got into it after playing. I went to Belmont in Nashville, Tennessee, and was helping with a local high school team there, and then learned about the student manager program.
I remember that.
Got into it, and the manager life is, you're wiping sweat off the floor, you're setting up practice, you're making sure the balls have enough air in them,
The
you're setting
energy.
up the cones for drill work, you're
Yeah,
filling up the water bottles. I mean, you're doing the bottom of the barrel stuff, right?
yeah,
But it's this experience where you're still a part of a team,
yeah.
and I've been a part of a team my whole life, and so it just made sense, and I just loved being a part of it, even if it was just making sure that the head coach had the right color marker on the whiteboard before he started his film session, or making sure that I was the guy who turned the lights off when the film turned on. You get these little jobs and they feel so big in the moment, right?
Yeah. Did you like always had that passion? Like when I saw you, you had so like you always had this passion about you. It's like this energy that everybody loves, like that. Yeah, like did you always have that passion?
Yeah, I think that was kind of always my niche. Even when I was a player, it was kind of being that energy guy, glue guy, positive energy, and I think that's what my coaches saw that made them think I might be a good coach one day. And
Okay,
so,
okay.
I tried to bring that with me, and I always loved the player development aspect of coaching.
Mhm.
Helping a guy work on his jumper, helping a guy work on his footwork. When guys are hungry to work, it got me fired up, and I love that. Obviously there's something special about the games and the big plays, but for me, the best part of it is those unseen hours in the gym.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
That's the stuff. That's just the best.
Yeah,
That's the best.
that give me memories. See, I ain't gonna lie.
No doubt. We put in a lot of those, didn't we?
That gave me some. That just
Put
gave
in a
me
lot of
chills
those.
just now.
No doubt, man. And so when I finished up as a manager, Belmont was a winning program. The 4 years I was in college, they went to the tournament 3 times. And
Wow.
so, I would have been fired up to stay there and keep doing it. But I met Coach Miller at the Final Four that offseason.
Hmm.
And I saw, he was going into his second year as a head coach. And he had this enthusiasm and passion about getting better, and he had this vision for his program. UNCG was not what it is now. I
Oh
mean, at
yeah,
that
for sure.
time, he had just lost 7 guys to transfer. They had won 9 games the year before. I mean, it was rough. It was a rebuild from the bottom.
I heard
But
Deontay used to tell me about it, man.
yeah,
He
but
used to
he was
tell me.
so certain. He was so certain that they were going to be one of the best programs in the country, and that here's how we're going to do it. We're going to work. I need somebody to live in the gym with the guys. I need somebody to run my camp. And I was like, well, shoot, those are the only 2 things I know how to do: run a camp and work guys out. This sounds like the right job for me.
So how was it? How was Coach Miller in his early days though? Like was he just like this? I heard he was a little hothead at first. He was a little hothead at first, or that
You
was just
know,
his
when
energy.
I mean, come on, coach can get down with the best of them on the
Yeah,
sidelines.
yeah,
But early on, when I got with him, he wasn't even 30 years old yet, I think.
yeah,
But he was now, like, you walk into the Cincinnati locker room and you see the stuff on the wall, right? And like, he has his program pillars, and there's meaning behind it, and there's purpose behind it, and it's taken 10 years to really figure out what those things are. Early on, we were trying to figure out what those things were, right? That were super important to him. And so it was really cool being a part of the process to see, okay, what really is a Wes Miller program about, and figuring out what those things were. He knew how they were going to play on the court. He's going to be a defensive minded guy.
yeah,
He's going to break down and think of all the different little advantages on offense and manufacture baskets. They're going to play hard. Like, there are some non-negotiables of how he's going to play basketball, but the little pieces of how to actually run and build a program. It was really cool to be with him in the early days, because it changed all the time, right? Like, other things became important the more mature he got as a head coach.
So as
And to
you
see those
see
things change and evolve was really cool.
So as you seeing him in these early stages, so how, you're young, he's a young coach. How was you like learning from him at that age? Like was you just, tiptoeing around behind him, or was you just, how can I put it? Was you just, following his footsteps, or you just had a different
Yeah.
demeanor towards it?
No, absolutely. I mean, he taught me everything I know. I mean,
Yeah,
everything. I watched him work the guys out, and then when it was my turn to work the guys out, I did the same exact thing he did. And so, like, I would watch him work out RJ White and the stuff he did when soon as coach left to go make recruiting calls, I just did the same exact thing.
yeah,
And then, started to build off of those things, and we would have conversations like, "Hey, next season I'm going to put in some double staggers out of our secondary offense." And so I would say, okay, maybe I should start working on some double stagger stuff in when we're doing shooting, before practice or in the summertime in the off season. And so we were really in sync. But yeah, I was following his every move, just hungry to learn, but also hungry to help him get to where he knew this program could go.
Yeah,
And
y'all
it was
y'all definitely had that. Y'all had that starting five within that coaching, man.
absolutely.
Yeah, y'all had that one.
Yeah, and he had experienced guys around him on the coaching staff early on too that were able to give him the ability to grow.
Who was
Guys
there
that had
before me? Who was coaching before me?
so obviously you played for Coach Roberts,
Yeah, Roberts,
but the staff before you got there was Dwayne Simpkins, who's the head coach at American University now, and Jackie Manuel, who's his top assistant there. So they're actually still together, those two guys. So it was Mike,
Jackie. Yeah,
Simp, and Jackie.
Jackie, man. I heard stories. Malik and James used to tell me a whole bunch of stories about Jackie. How he used to just get off in practice, man. It was it was crazy. He went to UNC, right?
Yeah, yeah.
UNC
And
guy.
I think that was interesting for Coach too, because early on, he knew the North Carolina way, right?
Yeah.
Well, our early years at Greensboro, like we didn't have North Carolina players.
Yeah.
So like some of that stuff didn't exactly apply. And he really had to think deeply about, okay, without six McDonald's All-Americans out here, it doesn't look the same. And, really had to adapt and build off of his core that he got from Dean Smith and Roy Williams, but make it his own on both sides of the ball. So that was kind of cool to see him work through that process.
So when you got the UNCG, you was a G at first,
GA at first.
then you became the director of operations, right? Was
Yep.
that a
Yep.
was that
So
a struggle right there with the GA and just being a GA?
it the way it happened was pretty interesting. So, kind of the natural progression from GA is either video or operations, and then you hope one day you get the chance to maybe be an assistant.
Yeah,
The way it happened for me in that when I finished up as a GA, there wasn't any turnover on the staff. And
yeah.
so like there wasn't really a job for me, but coach wanted to keep me around. And so he just kind of made up a position and was like, "Hey, this is your chance to stick with me." And I was like, "I'm in. I don't
What a
even care
guy,
how much
man.
money it is. I'm
What
in."
a guy.
And but then what happened was about a month later, the ops guy left. And
Wow.
so coach just bumped me right into that spot. And then right before the season, we had our third assistant coach left. And it just, for whatever reason, coach didn't feel right that late hiring somebody. So he was like, "All right, you're going to be assistant coach too." So I
This
went
was all in the
from,
same season?
this is all in the same 60 days. So I
Hey,
graduate, I finish my GA, and I think I don't have a job. I take a random made up job, then I become ops, then I become assistant coach all in 2 months.
that is wild, CL. I
It
never
was
knew that.
crazy.
I never
Yes, it
knew
was
that.
insane at that time. Now there's like every staff has like five assistant coaches, but at this time there was only three spots, and it was really hard to get an assistant coaching job if you weren't a former player, which I wasn't, and if you didn't have recruiting experience, which I had zero. So I wasn't ready for it, but coach trusted me and felt good about it at the time.
So I know you got a boatload of UNCG stories. We gonna
My goodness.
do your top. I'm gonna say, give me your top three, man. Give me your top three. Your top
I
three.
gotta I gotta stay
It don't
in
even
your
gotta
era.
be with me. It don't even gotta be with me. Just give me your top
No,
three.
those are the ones that are coming to mind right now. Probably my favorite Isaiah Miller story to tell is we're in practice and we're starting with a drill that we called fast break drill number one,
Yeah.
which is basically just kind of like a pre-practice, pass it back and forth, go full speed, finish a layup,
Yeah, I
and
remember this.
we get through it in about a minute. Well, we're doing the drill, and you always timed it up to go last.
Yeah, yeah.
So you finish with the dunk, and we go. So
Everybody.
anyways, this is the day after a loss now.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. And so, like, it's not the time. Just make the layup and we move on.
yeah.
Well, the ball gets to you and you do a 360 windmill and just yammed it a little too hard and, shoots off the back rim and misses.
Yeah.
Coach blows the whistle. Everybody gets their butt to the baseline.
Oh my
We
gosh.
we run, and he says, "Do the drill again." So I'm like, whatever you do, please just lay the ball up and let's go
Yeah,
on to the next drill.
I
The
remember he
ball
told me to
comes
lay the
to
ball
you.
up.
The ball comes to you again as the last one, and you do a double clutch backwards dunk, and you made it. And I was over there like, did he really just try that? And he made it. This dude is crazy.
So when
That was when I knew you were, a little crazy in the head.
when I did that, Coach Miller actually he told me to lay the ball up. I'm like, man, that's not even me. When I heard that, I was like, Coach Miller just tried me, bro.
Oh my
That
goodness.
wasn't because that wasn't me. I'm like, lay the ball up. Isaiah laid the ball up. I don't think that's not me, bro. So I just did something different. If I couldn't make a 360 windmill, I was gonna do something I can make. I knew I was gonna make
Absolutely.
a double pump reverse.
Double pump reverse is crazy. So that's probably one of the funniest stories I have
Yeah,
about you.
that
But
was
then the
insane.
probably the most like superhuman is the 2021 SoCon championship game against Mercer. Because when I tell you, you could barely walk at breakfast that morning.
It was insane, bro.
I wasn't sure. I mean, I wasn't sure you were going to play.
I was
You took a hard hit and a hard fall the night before against East Tennessee State. And I didn't really think anything of it, but when
my
I saw
knee
you
was killing me.
walking, limping into breakfast the next morning, I was like, like you just feel that pit in your stomach, and I was like, what are we gonna do tonight? And and then you sat there and you did a homework assignment
Yep.
because you were at the point in your life where like you just do what you need to do,
Yeah.
and you did a homework assignment, and then I don't know what kind of voodoo the trainer put on your
When I
leg,
tell you
and
Frank was in my room for at least like Frank was in my room for at least like I'd say 45 minutes to an hour, bro. Just doing stretches. He had me doing stretches. He had me doing what else? He did deep tissue on my hurt leg, which I was like, I was in there literally almost about to cry in there with Frank, bro. Cause Frank was in there, he did stretching, did deep tissue, made me get in the ice bath, made me get in the boots right before the game, made me take a nap, get in the boots, and then I was ready. I was ready by then.
I don't
And he
know
warmed me
how
up
you got ready.
and he warmed me up right before the game. Like when I got to the game, I was ready to go. Cause
Man,
like,
it was incredible. Then you hit the dagger with the step back on the baseline. I was like, this man could not walk this morning, and he's just hitting dagger step backs on the baseline. Unbelievable.
man, it was just that time, man. It was that time. If we wasn't gonna win it, who was gonna win it, man? Cause I'm sorry to my Mercer homies out there, but I was not gonna let Mercer beat me, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
no,
couldn't let that happen. Could
no, it
not.
couldn't happen. And that one, I don't know why. Like winning it again in 2017 when you were a freshman was like the happiest moment of my life, but it just felt different in 2021 because of everything
Yeah.
we had been through with COVID.
COVID, man.
And it just felt so good to know that all that work, all those nasal swabs, I'm in practice with the face shield on, all that stuff we did was worth it in the end, man. We went to the big
I was talking
dance.
to Key and Kobe about it. He was like, he was gonna be pissed. He said he might have cried if we did not win that championship. I
Man,
would have, I would have cried my eyes out. I probably would have. I don't know, bro. That would have been like one of them days. I was just been like, man, I don't know how I did it. I
that
don't know how I did it
season
at
is a
all.
bad memory for a lot of people, but it's a good one for us.
Man, it's a great memory for me.
No
You know,
doubt.
they said that's one of the worst games like in a championship.
What do you mean?
They said that was like one of the worst championship games ever. They put
Get
it
out of here.
on for real.
Get out of here.
Because we was going against it was Mercer UNCG, but I don't care
But
about none
like,
of that. I'm
yeah, I
taking
think
that.
Mercer might have been the 7 seed.
Mercer was
Six
definitely safe.
six
They
six or seven, maybe. I don't know.
it was really supposed to be us in East Tennessee State, bro, or Furman
Uh,
or somebody.
yeah, Furman got upset. Yeah,
Yeah, Furman definitely got. It was so easy to get upset in that SoCon tournament, man.
well, no
People
doubt.
people don't realize how
One bid league.
Like people don't realize how good the SoCon was those years. It was insane. Like it was insane to me. Because when I
Yes,
got to UNCG, at first I was like mid major, I'm gonna kill it. I got to UNCG. I met Demetrius Choi. I met Marvin Smith. I met Francis Alonzo. Shout out to my brother, my Hall of Fame brother. I met James Dickey. I met Jordy Kyber. I met Kyron. I met Caleb Hunter. I met Malik Matt. I met so many people in that UNCG team that I thought that I was just going, it was gonna be easy when I got there. But nah,
no doubt.
I was just a different animal, man.
Yeah, we were really one of the best conferences in the country for the entire time you were there. I mean, outside of the Power Five, you think about like, the Atlantic 10, the American Conference, the Mountain West, the West Coast Conference. Like, that's like your top nine conferences pretty
Yeah,
much automatically. We were like in that next group of leagues
that
after
is
those nine.
wild.
We were right there every year, number
That
12 or number 13.
that was
Crazy.
wild. Every year
But
we was like, yeah, that
yeah,
13th seed in the
yeah,
tournament.
exactly. Exactly. I'll say this though, there's a couple things rattling through my head now.
What
A
you
couple
got?
things that get slept on during your time. One is Spartan Madness was really like one of the best events
Yeah,
in the state of North Carolina for basketball.
yeah. I want to
Fried
go back
Chicken
to one of
Wednesday at
those.
UNCG was a weekly event at the CAF.
Yeah, the Cab Fried Chicken Wednesdays was like a party, bro. It was basically a
No
club.
doubt. And then what happened on opening night back to back years against North Carolina A&T?
Oh my gosh.
It's like you just knew Sports Center was coming.
Please don't say that right now. If I post this, I'm definitely putting this on Instagram because people.
No, it needs to come. It needs to come back out. It's been too long since people have seen that, and there were people that left the arena after the dunk at A&T, and then the one hand. I think maybe Key threw the pass
Like he threw
at
that
home
pass.
on the out of bounds. I mean, those two clips need to. Whenever this gets posted, I will
Yeah, yeah,
follow the post with those two clips.
yeah. I'm definitely gonna follow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna follow it up, and I'm just gonna be like, for my NT fans, I'm sorry. But every time I go back to Greensboro, it just be somebody just be like, man, Isaiah went fed on NT.
yeah, no
He
doubt.
was like, he had like 3 dunks. That last dunk, he jumped from the free throw line. I'd be like, all right, I ain't jump from the free throw line, but
Outside the restricted area for sure, though.
for sure. That was yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, man, that was a great year actually. We was winning a lot my sophomore year.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think
It's when
we
you
broke like
it's
a
when you
record,
had
didn't we?
your first of three straight league defensive player of the year honors.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
I
that was
didn't.
we won 27 that year and then 29 the next year. We went on a
Yep.
crazy run, man.
I didn't even know my sophomore year. I had no idea I was up there in steals like that, like at all. Until you told me. Till you told me that year, I'm like, I'm
I was
what?
like, you realize you're like 4 steals away from the single season record, right? You're like,
Yeah.
what?
Was it Corey Joseph? It was not Corey. I mean Jay Joseph.
No, I think it was Courtney Eldridge.
Courtney Eldridge. He hit
Yeah.
me up on Instagram. He was like, "Go get." He was like, "Go get it." That was an amazing time, man. I miss college sometimes, man. Definitely miss
Yeah,
college.
those were good. Those were good times, man. Those were good times. It's such a different game now. Think about it. We had that group for 4 years. Nobody left.
Nobody left.
Nobody left. Like, dude, James Dickey could have gone to NC State or Wake Forest at any point during his career.
Facts.
You could have gone to Georgia or Georgia Tech or
I'm not
name
going to
whatever
Georgia Tech.
college you want.
I'm not going to
Francis
Georgia Tech.
could have gone to anywhere he wanted to in the country at that point. I
Yeah,
mean, Kyron, come on now.
yeah.
We had dudes that were SEC, ACC level players that
I'm not gonna
decided
lie
they
to you.
they wanted to stay at UNCG.
I'm
That's
not gonna
pretty
lie to
sick.
you. I got so much beef with Georgia Tech, bro. When I came out, when I came out of high school, my gosh, man. What they called me? Called me a 5'11" power forward, man. Oh my god.
Big guard.
They called me a 5'11" power forward coming out of Newton when they saw me. I forgot. It was the coach with the hair that year. I
Okay,
forgot his
yeah,
name.
we'll leave him nameless.
Yeah, we're gonna leave him nameless. But
He knows. He knows.
yeah, but I used to tell Coach Miller that every year. I was like, please put Georgia Tech on there, bro. I used to
Wouldn't
be.
play us. We
They
tried.
wouldn't, bro. They would not. Oh my gosh, they knew what it was. They knew what it
Absolutely.
was. They knew what it was.
Absolutely.
I used to be so pissed, man. I used to be like, I used to go in his office all the time. I was like, we can get a game for Georgia Tech this year. He used to ask me like, what kind of games you want? I'd be like, you get Georgia Tech? He'd be like, we'll try, Zay. I'm like, all right.
Yep.
He'd be like,
See,
damn,
but
I'm gonna play it.
that's the type of coach he is, though. To even ask a player that question, what type of games do you want?
Yeah,
Just the ultimate players coach, man.
yeah. And he used to tell us a couple of games. Like he'll be like, yeah, I just scheduled Kansas. Yeah, I scheduled
Yeah, yeah.
Kentucky. I used to like, I'd be like,
Oh yeah.
gotta get
Let's
ready
go. Let's
for
go
it.
get some extra work in. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little motivation, but I wanted that. I wanted that at home game. Once it was
Yeah,
Mercer.
no doubt.
Mercer was
Yeah, it was about as
good.
close as we got, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mercer was probably as close as we got, but yeah, Georgia Tech better be lucky. And I'm definitely posting this. Just to let y'all know, for real. But aside of that, man, it was a couple memories. I got my top three memories of you. First
So
of
what you got
all,
for me?
my number one. This is no order. My number one memory of you is playing the manager game, and you is using that Dirk Nowitzki one leg
Still
over
there.
everybody.
But the one legger is still there.
The one leg
It's
is still there.
it's being made at a much worse percentage these days, but it's still getting up. I will say that.
I went to a manager game at UNCG. I think it was me and Caleb. I think it was me, Caleb there, and we
Yeah,
was watching y'all play. And I forgot who was playing. I think it was it UNCW when they came to us that year?
probably. People
Well,
don't even
UNC,
really know like manager games is like a on the low
nah,
thing.
that
So
is
like
a intense, but it was so intense though.
it's
It
like
felt
a
like
whole thing now. They have like a tournament like at the end of the year that they like fly the manager teams out now.
no,
Yes, they have like a legit like Final Four, a bracket. It's amazing. But back in those days, it was just if UNCW is coming to town like night before, we'd be like, "Yo, how many people you got?" Like over
yeah.
text or
So
Twitter
how did
message, like
I heard you used
pull
to be
up.
like the organizer for that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Be like, how many you got? How many you got? All right, you got six. Perfect. We got six too. Let's go. 9 p.m. after film. Pull up. We'll open the practice gym. We'll hoop. Oh, it was fun times. Fun times.
Yeah. So my second memory gotta be this is gonna be non-basketball. You telling me to pull up to the office at 10 p.m. Was it 10 p.m.? Or we was in the office until 10 p.m. basically.
Sounds about right.
So we had practice. I'm gonna tell. So this is how my day goes. I'm gonna
Hmm.
tell
Yeah,
everybody.
give him the rundown.
My day usually goes. I wake up at 8. I see this man CL every day for a shooting workout. Then after my shooting workout, gotta get to class. After class, gotta get food in study hall. After study hall, I think I get to go home for like at least 30 minutes. Come back from my individual workout, practice, have another workout after practice, and then usually I go get food. Go get some food. Gotta bring it back. When I tell you CL called me around like a good 5 or 6, say, yeah, come to my office, man. Got some work to do with school.
Yeah,
I got a video on my Snapchat of me in your office just doing work. I think
that's
that was the same
hilarious,
day.
man.
I had a what was that, 4-page paper, or was it long?
Yeah, we'll just say I was smart enough to know that once you got to your apartment, no work was getting done. So I was holding you hostage in the office until you submit, and then you were free to go.
I had like a
But
4-page
I think
paper to do.
I think in your schedule you also missed. You probably had a lift in there. You probably had
I
a
definitely had a
rehab
list.
session for your back.
Rehab.
Yeah, you had a pretty packed day. But yeah, you're not leaving until that work is done. We need you for spring semester, and we can't let you be ineligible.
When I tell you, CL, you build up my discipline so much on a lot of things. It's crazy. I'm slacking right now. I'm slacking a little bit. I'm an adult
Okay,
now.
need me to
I'm not
get back
slacking.
in there?
Nah, nah, nah. But I would tell you this. You definitely helped me out a lot on a lot of things with that. Just sticking. things out, man.
I tell people all the time, your development, like when you wrote your appeal letter to the NCAA and you were
Yeah,
really struggling for words. This is for like one paragraph, right?
yeah,
When you first got to college, and then by the end, like the story about the championship game your senior year, like
yeah.
you could knock out a 5-page paper like it was nothing.
It was you helped me out a lot, man. Even through even with the help of you and Christian, it just stick to my mind now. Like now I can, like you said, like now I can write like a 5-page paper like about myself.
Easy. Yeah.
Like at first I couldn't even do that at first. Like which is actually it motivated me like to do the podcast because it helps me, like you said, with my words. It helps me just keep practicing on like communication and stuff like that.
No doubt.
That's
All right, finish it off with a bang. What's your last one?
with number 3. I think what game was this? What game was this? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because you just yelled in that. But I loved when you did in practice charges.
I figured that was coming.
So charges is like if we missed a charge, everybody, or we didn't take him at the right time, CL or Blakely come off the sideline, just look at you, charge, dribble at you, and just run you over, pick you up,
If you
pick
didn't
you
take a
up.
charge, you were about to take a charge. Is basically
Exactly.
what happened. If you ducked out of one, okay, that's cool, but you're about to take this one.
But the thing is, y'all never missed a moment about
No,
that though, which is
no.
crazy.
I was only in charge of a couple things during practice. I'm gonna referee, and I'm gonna make sure you guys take a charge when you miss one.
It was
That's about it.
crazy. I think you did one to KG one time, and you just
Oh
ran
yeah,
him over.
there were some good ones. There were some good ones.
You did one to KG. You looked at. You said charge. That was definitely some good memories.
We did have some fun in practice, man. I remember like trying to intentionally call fouls on you and during a
Oh
certain
my
stretch, and
gosh.
you'd be getting so mad. Like we had some good battles, man. Some good
Oh my
practice
gosh.
battles.
And you used to be like, the ref is trash. The ref, I'm trash. Yeah. I was like, bro,
Hey,
all right, bro.
they're bad in the game. You know how to get you ready.
Yeah, I can't say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'll talk to you after this. After I press record. I'm not gonna speak on the rest right now.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
How are they? How are they in the G League? Good refs.
See, I don't want to talk about it, man. Actually, they're better than the ones in Africa. I'll give you that.
Mm, yeah,
My
yeah,
gosh, it was so. One thing I would say, the physicality in Africa was off the charts.
yeah. What's your main like non-basketball takeaway from that experience?
From Africa,
Yeah, like things you saw, like the different culture. Like give me something.
one thing I would say, they love I won't say like they like mopeds basically. They love it's called
Really
motos.
interesting.
They
Okay.
love motos. The food out there is amazing. Just make sure you take like Pepto Bismol, like bring a
Okay.
bottle of that
Okay.
for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I didn't bring it. My stomach was hurting for like a good week and a half, but it was good food though. And then what else? Culture is just different. You know, everybody more accepting. You know, you do something great, they treat you like a king. Like they treat you like you LeBron out there. If you're a
That's awesome.
good player. What else? I just did a lot. I saw a lot. I saw a lot of. I was in the city, so I didn't really see a lot of the stuff I was supposed to see. I actually did my first jet ski there.
Really?
Yes, and I never thought
And
I'd
you
do it.
never get in the water.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
I thought I'd never do a jet ski down there. I did a jet ski. We went on this resort. It was beautiful, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was very beautiful in Africa.
That's
The
awesome.
housing was amazing. They gave me a 2-story house with like 4 bedrooms,
Wow.
man. It was crazy.
Okay. I
And then
need. Is there footage of you on the jet ski? I almost don't believe it.
yeah. I got some. I'm post it. I post it.
Yeah, I need to see
Yeah,
that. I think the world needs to see that.
yeah. But Rwanda is definitely gonna be one of those big cities. Like that's gonna be like the Las Vegas of Africa, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, man. It looked cool.
Yeah.
The like the crowds in there were going crazy.
Imagine A and T, but imagine times 50. Yeah, imagine AIT, but times like 50. Club, they call it Club Corbin, call that like Club, like Rwanda for
That's great.
real. It was one dude up there one time. We was playing. We wasn't even playing in the big arena. We was playing in the small arena. It had a hard floor. I hated those. I hated those jumps. Had a hard floor. We was playing them. It was like a timeout, like halftime or something. It was a dude in there. He was in there twerking. It was crazy. He was dancing and everything. Everybody hyping him up. Like the whole crowd though. Like imagine like
Wow.
the whole crowd hyping one person up in the stand. Like
That's awesome.
it was crazy, man. It was definitely crazy down there. I loved it though.
Yeah, it sure looked like you made the most of the opportunity. I'm so glad you had that experience to,
Yeah.
basketball taking you all over the world, man.
And the crazy thing about it, they speak like their schools teach them like three languages, man. They teach them like
Don't you
which
wish
is
you had that? I wish I had that.
that's not, bro. I wish I was bilingual so bad.
Man, me too. Me too.
Like going like from like going like they speak English, they speak French, and they speak whatever the language they're
Yeah, I think
like.
it's Kinyarwandin or
Yeah,
some along those
Kinyarwanda.
lines.
So they speak Kinyarwandan, French and English. When I tell you
Yeah,
that junk can't like they were
it's
trying to
amazing.
teach me that junk, I'm like, yo, like y'all got taught this in school? He's like, yeah, I didn't. Like, nah, I was. They was barely teaching me Spanish, dog.
Right, yeah, and the Spanish we know is like we know how to say purple cat and I like milk. That's about it.
They like, I guess they teaching them like full on sentences, like paragraphs. It was crazy, man. I definitely wish I want them to put that in like our schools. Like,
I know. I know.
oh yeah, one big takeaway, they love their president. Like, I got a review coming
Really?
out. They love their
Interesting.
president. They
Wow.
love it. Like, he is like their like savior out there.
Wow.
Not God. He's not God,
Right,
but
right, right. Sure, sure, sure.
He's close up there though. They love their president. He's like the most famous dude out there, bro. It's
That's
just
awesome.
insane. I love my experience out there though.
That's really cool, man. So happy you got to do that.
Yeah, facts. But after you got done, winning that chip with me, yeah, you went with the
Yes,
big
sir.
dogs. Hey, what they call it, the Bearcat?
Yes, sir.
You went to Cincinnati,
The nationally ranked Bearcats right now.
then nationally ranked. They having I think last game they lost against Villanova.
Yep. They'll
Yeah,
bounce back though. They got a
yeah.
couple big
I
ones
made
coming
sure
up.
I didn't call Coach Miller about that.
Yeah, yeah. I've left him alone since then.
Yeah. I made sure I didn't call Coach Miller at all. But they're nationally ranked. They're having a great year with Jizzle James, my boy Dan, Day Day, and them, and my guy Lukosha. Oh my gosh, he's
They look good,
nah. They're doing great, man. They all look great. The two big fellas down there, Mitchell and
and
my boy
they'll get
Stacey.
skilling. They'll get Skillings back soon.
Yeah, he was hurt. How long he been hurt?
He had something done on his knee, but he should be back. I think maybe after Christmas, something like that.
But
Nothing long term.
they look pretty good, man. They look like a team that's gonna
Absolutely.
be dangerous in that tournament.
Yeah. My only regret with the Cincinnati move is that you didn't come for your fifth year. That's it. That's all.
I don't
It's the
think you
only.
know. I don't think you know, CL. Like I regret not. I won't say I regret. I will regret
Yeah,
nothing.
no doubt, no doubt.
I regret nothing. But I do have this philosophy. If I went to Cincinnati,
Man,
would have been up.
it was just they say timing's everything, right? Like when you graduated, if there was a clear path to NIL in that moment, you'd
Y'all
have been
should
at
have told
Cincinnati.
me. You should have told me. See, Coach Miller, y'all ain't like Coach
If we
Miller
could
and
have
y'all.
seen the future, if we could have seen the future, you're at Cincinnati, no questions asked.
And that year y'all got paid that year. The players got paid that year, right?
Yeah, you would have got paid a ton. And it's, it is what it is. But I've, a couple times I've woken up in the middle of the night and just thought like Isaiah Miller at Cincinnati. That would have been on ESPN every day.
Oh my god! I'm gonna show everybody this edit Chris did of me in a Cincinnati jersey.
Yes, we need to pull that out.
That thing looked so fire though. It looked fire, but man, in person, oh my gosh, man. Me,
Dude,
Dave,
playing in
DeJulius,
that arena, like there's 13,000 people that show up every night, man. Like you would have just ate it up. You would have absolutely loved it.
Big
Yep.
McMate, big high D1 school, man. I would have went Fed.
You would have went crazy. It would have been
I
fun.
went Fed. How would y'all work with me and DeJulius?
Oh, working with Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean how would you guys have worked out together?
Oh, I already
It
know
would
we would work out, but
it would have been great.
it would been like a key. It would been like a key and me thing again,
Oh
all
my
over again.
gosh, it would have been awesome because you both can play on or off the ball at both
Exactly.
guard positions, and you both love playing defense. So like
Yeah.
it
Both
would have been
competitors.
real problematic for people coming in there trying to score.
So how was your transition to Cincinnati from UNCG, man?
It was a mile a minute, man. It was, think about it. Like in that moment when we got the job at Cincinnati, we had three players on the roster.
Yeah. A
So
lot of people left.
in 30 day, we had a 30-day window to put together a team, and that was pretty tough to do because NIL wasn't a thing yet in that moment, and the transfer portal existed so we could get guys eligible. To get guys to come to Cincinnati at that time wasn't, they weren't the Big 12 Jordan Brand nationally ranked deal that they are right now, right? They were coming off
Yeah.
a rough patch. And so it wasn't like there was a line of five stars at the door. Coach really had to work and sell his vision, which he does as good as anybody. And
Facts.
but we were in the office those first 60 days. We were in the office like 6 a.m. to midnight every day,
Man.
just trying to figure out where are we, like who's coming, like what's the team look like. We have to, we got to connect with the alumni, we got to connect with the boosters, we got to connect with the athletic department, we got to connect with the community.
All
We got
over.
to, I mean, it was crazy all at once, all at
That was
once.
that was just a whole start over. So when you heard the boards are back, how did you feel about that?
The
you
boys are
know,
back, baby.
how did you feel about that? And then y'all added on some more, dollar bill, y'all. You heard
Yeah,
dollar.
absolutely.
You
Yeah,
had
yeah,
Jake there.
you think about Dollar and Coach Morgan are still with him,
Yeah.
from that original group year one.
Hmm.
Um, you know, it, Coach Miller's a very loyal dude and expects the same from his staff, and they've been loyal to him. So I'm
Yeah.
really glad for those guys, and they're on the other
Facts.
side of it now. We had some,
Yeah.
we had some, we had some early bumps, but they got it. They got it smoothed out now.
That's good, man. That's good. Your time there. So, how was your time there? Was it kind of the same with UNCG, or it was just a way bigger position and role?
Yeah, totally different deal. Totally different
Chaotic.
deal. Pretty much in every way because you're, at UNCG, outside of the people in the locker room and the people who are a part of it and the alumni who put the jersey on, like there's not a major following. We had to create that, right? We had to
Yeah.
create that following, and we did. And like there were thousands of people in the stands by the end. At Cincinnati, like there's going to be 10,000 in there every night.
Yeah.
And so like there's already a product there, and there's history to the program. Like the history at Greensboro, we were making it as we went, right?
Yeah.
They were in the Final Four 30 years ago. They
It's
won
crazy.
national championships 60 years ago. Like this is a program, like, so much history, so many people that have been a part of it, that love it, that this is their passion. There's people who are at Cincinnati now whose parents went to Cincinnati and their parents went to Cincinnati and their parents were roommates with Oscar Robertson in 1961.
God,
Like it's crazy. There's like this lineage, and it's such a cool place to live. You got the pro
it's
sports
a big
teams,
old legacy
Bengals.
there.
Yeah, you got the Bengals, the Reds, the FC Cincinnati, three pro sports teams. Then you got Cincinnati and Xavier for college sports and the basketball rivalry.
How
It's
was
a
that
totally
rivalry?
different world.
How was that
Oh my
rivalry?
gosh. Oh my gosh, it's insane.
Is it like a true hate though?
Oh yeah.
It's a
Oh yeah.
true hate.
There's
I
no
can
doubt about
tell.
it.
Like I could tell through like the TV when they just be going out, just like, man, they really hate each other. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. And
some
Xavier's
like
been
some
kicking butt the last couple of years. We got to get
yeah.
that flipped around.
Some years like I be meeting some Xavier players. I just be like, is it like a? They be like, yeah, man, I hate them mother.
It's real. Yeah.
I'm like, I hate them. I'm like, dang, man. It's all cool. It's all cool though, man. They gonna get it these next couple of years.
No doubt that game's coming up about 10 days from now,
Oh wow, that's
and it's
coming.
and it's and it's at Cincy, so I
Oh
will be
yeah,
there. Oh yeah,
oh yeah, that's gonna be lit. But
yep. Got
as
to get you
you,
up for one. Come on.
uh, I get I don't know when my next break. It's probably gonna be Christmas and then like in February. So if you free in February,
Let's
hey,
go.
let's go, let's go. But as you went through this transition in Cincinnati, did you feel any type of like was your passion still there? Was it was you still going up to like like was you
Yeah,
still trying to keep it up?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, dude, I loved it. I loved Cincinnati. I loved working there.
Yeah,
I think when things changed for me and when I started to really think about making a career change was really when my family got there and the transfer portal and the NIL thing all happened at once,
yeah,
and what it did to the off season is really what changed everything for me, because like the grind from September to March of like the season, like
yeah,
that's been my life my whole life. Like I was fine with that.
yeah.
But what happened to the off season with the transfer portal, NIL, having 15 visits in 21 days, and the endless amount of recruiting calls and meetings and visits, it just became so overwhelming.
Hmm.
And it started to add up the things that I was missing, right? Birthday parties and t-ball games and soccer practices. And when you got little ones, man, it's like the most important thing in my life, when I really thought about it, was being a present dad, right?
Yeah, facts, man.
And number one thing. And so ultimately that was when I decided it was time for me to make a change. And even though I loved every minute of being on the court with the guys and those unseen hours that we put in the gym, like, dude, I loved it. It was my passion. But your passions change and evolve, and my passion now is being the t-ball coach. And
Yeah,
and going, like, I got to go to Julius and Cruz's elementary school the other day in the morning for a
facts.
little thing. It was like a dad's thing, and that's the stuff that gets me fired up now.
How's it? How is it, man? Like, how is it? Going to every game now. Hopefully, mine's getting into sports. Not forcing her, but hopefully, mine's
She's
getting
gonna be a hooper.
hopefully, mine's get into some things. But how is it, man? Just having that career change and just gotta change like your ways. If for the listeners, PL is now an account manager at Riley Decker's companies, and he I think he just got an employee spotlight the other day. Was it?
Something like that. Yeah, yeah,
Was
a
it
little
like
something.
employee? Yeah.
Yeah,
My guy making moves over there. So
yeah.
congrats on that.
Thanks, man. I'll say this, a couple things. One is, the hardest thing for me was thinking about, is there something else that I would, one, be good at? And is there
Yeah,
something else that I would really like every day?
yeah,
And that was probably the biggest block in my mind, because all I've known was hoops.
yeah.
But I knew that trust was the most important thing. And the boss that I'm working for, who you met at camp.
My guy. Shout out to Riley Decker, man. That's
Yeah,
my guy.
yeah. That's your
That's
guy,
my
man. So
guy.
I
Shout
knew
out
that
to
I
his
was
son too.
going,
He won me a championship.
there you go. He got you a chip.
He got me a chip as a first time, well, third time coach.
There's that epic photo of you and giving him a hug at the free throw line when he hit that
Yeah, I need that.
hit the game
I'm gonna
winner.
post that.
Yeah, we need to post that too. We got a couple things we need to post.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I knew I was working for a good person, and ultimately that was super important. And he's allowed me, you probably don't even know this, but I co-own a Division 1 men's basketball tournament now down in Florida. And he's allowed me to take my connections in college basketball and my passion for hoops, and become an entrepreneur and own a part of a business for the first time in my
You
life. and
co-own a
and
tournament here? What's this called?
it's the Jacksonville Classic down in Florida.
Wow, you gotta send me that. You
Yeah,
gotta send me
I
information for that.
I definitely will, man.
Is
Definitely
it like
will.
in the summer? Is it in
Um,
the summer?
it's over Thanksgiving week.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
that's when a lot of those tournaments are played, like the Maui Invitational and all those. So
Yeah, that is tough.
yeah, man. So and then still gives me the ability to go run coaches camp for him up in Cincinnati. But to be able to, for the first time in my life, I have multiple income streams and I'm learning so much about money and financial literacy. And I have time
Yeah,
in the evenings and the weekends, able to do things with more things with my family. And even if it's just coming home and eating Oreos with the boys,
yeah.
the silly stuff, going out in the backyard and playing wiffle ball, those are the times that I'm passionate about.
I definitely miss my guys, man. My guys,
No
Jew.
doubt. You came up the other day because they were they were trying to dunk on their Nerf hoop,
Yeah,
and they were
you see
like,
the video.
they set up the chair so that they could actually dunk it, and I
Yeah.
was like, man, Zaza's not going to approve of this. I said, you gotta dunk without the chair.
Oh my gosh, man, you definitely got some ones. You got the ones on your hands, bro. You
No
got
doubt, they're
Cruz.
crazy.
You got Cruz. He gonna be like me, crash out, and you got Jew. You gonna be slash Tim Duncan
Yep, no doubt, man. Yeah,
for
and
real.
for the listeners to know, Zaza has spent at different periods of time quite a bit of time at the LePore house. At one
Yeah, I
point,
spent.
I think a couple summers ago in Cincinnati, you were there for a good 4 or 5
Yeah,
weeks. I'm,
it
I'm
was.
just coming. I'm just coming for a weekend, CL.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
30 days later, you're still there.
I was there for a minute, man. I had to get some work in, man. I wasn't gonna trust the work I was having because some of my trainers was gone. Had to get that together. And Coach Morgan, told me to stay up there, man. But
Yeah, it
it
was
was a
fun.
great time though. It was a great time. I always love the hospitality y'all
Yeah.
bring, man. It
Now
feel like
we
home.
gotta have you to the Kentucky house now. Come on, man.
Wait, you got to tell me, is it Louisville,
Louisville.
Louisville?
There we go. There we go. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. But man, the dartboard, the pool table, we're ready for you, man.
Hey,
Pops, we're ready for you.
you don't want no smoke on that pool table. Tell pops you can get in that darts too. I owe him one. I owe him a butt whooping. I definitely owe him a butt whooping. But that's
I think I saw a video of you playing golf the other day.
yeah. Nah,
You working
but
on your game?
I mean, Top Golf is I love Top
Okay.
Golf.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
Yep.
we hit the course. It was Tuesday. We hit the course Tuesday.
Okay.
It was some goods and some bads. More bads than
Yeah.
goods,
Yeah.
but it was progress. It was progress. I was thinking about the putt you had at the crib. I was trying to work on my follow
Yeah.
through and everything. Keep
That's
my
here
service
right next to me in the office right now. I'm looking at it. Got the,
already.
the putting green right here.
Yeah, yeah. But I do want to get into like golf a little bit. It was somebody on my
You
team
should.
that scored a 30. I was like, yeah, that's some league stuff, bro. I was like, you got it. Then you see my card. My card says 62, 63.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try my best to get around them 40s. Probably
There
the
you
next
go.
time I get up there. So you'll see.
If you can break 50 for 9 holes, you've arrived. I'm hit or miss. I'm 50-50 on that.
So what is your average score in golf?
Probably about 150 on both sides.
Okay, okay, okay,
So, but
okay.
if I break 100, I feel good.
See, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yep.
See,
If I break
just gonna have to
100, I
work
feel
on.
great.
Probably just gonna work on that, man. Probably work on that. But we gonna do this segment. Give me your UNCG top 5 of all time, baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, are we going?
I asked
We're
Ken
going.
Cole. I asked Ken Cole already.
Yeah, and I did not agree with theirs. By the way,
Hey, all
I
I'm saying
already
is,
trashed that.
all I'm saying is, just don't be biased. I know you got. Hey, I know we still mess with the UNCG boy. We still message him. Keep conversation. Don't be biased. Give me your
Yeah,
all
yeah.
going opinion. Who's your starting 5 of all time?
The back court and the front court to me are clear. It's that wing spot that I'm just not 100% on.
That
So I
hurt me
got
too. Yeah, that one hurt me
yeah
too.
yeah. So like I've got Hines and Dickey in the front court,
Yep.
and then I've got Zay and Alonzo in the back court,
Mm-hmm.
and then that wing spot can go
That
a bunch
three.
of different ways.
That's that ace. However you want to build your UNCG team, who is the greatest of all time at that spot?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Like, part of me thinks you could go small ball and slide Francis there, and
Yeah,
pull in like a Courtney or a Hartzell there at the other guard spot. But maybe it's a Jay Joseph at that wing spot. Add some more shooting in there. To me,
yeah.
like the guard spots in the front court are obvious to me.
You know who I heard of? You know who I heard of? He coached me in Africa. James May.
Oh yeah,
How do
yeah,
you feel about James May? Is he is
absolutely.
he is he top three at that spot?
He's in the conversation for sure,
He's in the
for
top
sure.
conversation for all time. He told me he was when we had a little debate. I showed him,
He's all over the record books, multiple statistical categories.
so he said he was all over record books for threes,
Yeah,
but
May's a beast. I think I'm keeping you and Francis at the 1-2. I'm keeping Dickey and Hines at the 4-5. I'm probably going Jay Joseph at the 3.
that's all
Just
I
for
needed to
I'm
hear.
I'm a shooting guy. You know that.
I
You
want
know
to
that.
change. I want to change mine as well. I said Tev. What's his name? Was it Tev?
You went
Trev?
Travis Simpson.
Yeah, I went Trevor Simpson, but he didn't
Yeah,
stay here.
because you love dunks and athleticism,
Yeah, yeah.
and I love shooting.
But
So there
he,
you
but
go.
he, you feel me? I heard he had a lot of 40-point games, 30-point games.
Oh, he
He's
went
that
crazy.
guy. But he was that guy before he left. But I'm gonna change mine as well. I'm gonna go with like you said. I'm gonna go small ball.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna put me, and I have to go with Deontay Baldwin.
Love it. I love it. You're going straight winners, straight dogs,
I'm going
straight
straight
killers.
dog. I'm just go straight dogs. That starting five right there for UNCG will be a
I
dog
love it.
team that can get out the
Yeah,
mud.
I think there's so many ways that fifth spot. Like you can make a case for Travis, Marvin, Jay, James
Marvin.
May. You could go small and go with a Deontay or a Courtney or a Scott Hartzell. Like, that fifth spot is tough. Top four is obvious to me. That fifth spot is
I feel
tough.
like Jay. I know Jay be watching this, so I know Jay gonna come after me about this, but it'll be all right. He'll be all right. All right, I let all my guests do this. You get to ask me or the listeners 3 questions, and you get to go.
Okay. Anything in the world?
3 questions, and I got one more question for you towards the end, and we'll be done.
Okay. Would you make a return visit to Skyline Chili with me? Question number one.
Ooh.
Question number one.
I will go for the chicken tenders. Yeah,
Wow.
I will go
Then
for the.
in that case, you're not invited back.
Are you still sponsored by them? You still sponsored?
And I ate it yesterday. So if that counts for anything. Kids eat free on Wednesdays, so I was there.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to Sky Chili, man. I tried your hot dogs. I loved them. It was a lot of cheese on there. You
A lot
know,
of cheese.
a lot of cheese, very a lot of cheese,
Yep.
but good hot
All right.
dog.
My next question, what car are you driving currently?
What car am I driving? Is currently a CX-5 Mazda.
Okay. Got you. You got the car seat? Got the car seat in there?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Real dad
Okay.
mode. Only thing that's
Real
not dad
dad mode.
mode, I got it all blacked out around the windows.
There you go.
I
That's
gotta keep
perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
still gotta keep it young, man. Gotta keep it young.
Absolutely. And then what's top of the Christmas list for for the fam?
Top of the Christmas list. I can't say too much because
Okay.
you're probably listening. I can't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about
Mama gonna get the best of the best.
Okay,
She,
okay.
yeah, yeah. I gotta give her the best of the best. We gonna give her a lot, man. She going through a hard time, but we gonna be there for her at that moment.
Let's go. Love that. I
Oh
still
yeah,
love getting my daily GIF from Miss Marilyn.
but yeah,
That's the ultimate basketball mom,
that is
and
the ultimate.
a
That's the
life
one.
a lifelong friend.
If you see what she sends me before every game, it'd be this
I
Michael
love it.
Jordan gift. The Michael Jordan gifs. It'd be like the one he made against Jazz. Oh my
Yes,
god,
love it.
I ain't gonna lie, it gets me in the mode. Like, hey,
I love it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, man. My mom definitely one of my biggest cheerleaders, man. But she probably is my biggest cheerleader from that TV standpoint. But you
No
know,
question.
I love her, man.
Absolutely.
But my last question: give me
All right, what
your
you got?
top three of all time players in order. Go.
MJ. Easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got Braun too.
Okay. So, hey, three's gonna hurt. Hey, you better not hurt nobody heart with number three, man.
Three's tough.
Please don't hurt nobody heart with number three.
Three's tough. But I got Mamba.
Okay. You said Mamba. I'm about to say. I would say. So that's a great one. That's mine.
Jordan, Braun, Kobe. That's my top three.
That's definitely mine, man. That was definitely mine.
I can only speak on the ones that I've seen play. Like it
Exactly.
gotta be from
Exactly. I had this debate about the all time top five, like of all time. Uh we was going at it about Magic and Curry, man. How you feel about that?
tough one. Tough one.
Who's your
But
top five?
but
Me
you
and you
know
might be arguing right now. Hold on, who's your top five?
I always if it's a tie, I'm leaning shooting. So
Okay,
you know where
so
I'm at
Curry,
with
right?
that. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, my last episode, it was, I had a little debate after the camera, man. We got into it, man, today in practice. That was, Magic can do this, but you got Curry,
exactly.
Yeah. That was amazing, man. But it was a great time to see you, man. Been on here
No
for an
doubt.
hour and 11 minutes.
And it flew by.
It definitely flew by, man.
It
It was a
did.
great conversation. It's always a pleasure with UCL. Even on a webcam in person is always a great time, man.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, man, and thank you for all the listeners listening out there, man. I got
Thanks
my
for
guy
these too.
CL. Huh?
Thanks
Oh
for
yeah.
these too.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate it,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Hey, please show the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
a couple of those.
We had to bring that one home.
Absolutely.
But it's always a great time, man. My one of my biggest mentors. He's one of my biggest motivators and cheerleaders. Everything, trainers, whatever you can put, freaking wherever you call the people that helps you in study hall. He's just that guy. CL is probably one of the biggest people that influenced my life. I wouldn't be here without him. And I really appreciate you, man, for real.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on. Great
Of
chatting
course,
with you. I'll be checking your highlights tomorrow. I'm sure you'll be dunking on somebody else.
got a game tomorrow, y'all. Y'all wish me luck, but appreciate MillerTime game, and we is out.